You have smoke coming out of your head. Can we fix that plume of smoke? Smoke. It was on fire. Last Tuesday, a perfectly ordinary early November Tuesday, as I'm sure we all remember, I happened to be in the mood for a fighting game. I was just in the mood to fight and fight and fight. And then time passed, as I've been reliably informed it does. And on this completely average, absolutely everyday sort of Tuesday, nothing to see here, I decided that the time was for a nice, cozy, fun game to relax with. And do something like celebrate, celebrate, dance to the... dang, now that song's going to be stuck in my head all day. Now, I watch a lot of streamers as background noise while time passes every day, and one of my favorite streamers had been playing a whole bunch of this one pre-release game for the past several days. So I decided to celebrate by just going ahead and splurging on it.
Yeah, I do.
Unfortunately, the next morning, while I was still in a very celebratory mood, our friggin' Ethernet went out. Like, just before it was supposed to drop, of course. Thankfully, my PhD husband is very good at that sort of thing, and he cobbled together something out of spare parts, so I am finally able to actually play this. Now, the closest thing to a management-type game that I've been playing in the past year, well, in the past decade or two, is News Tower, which is a fun game. I plan on bringing it to the channel pretty soon. No Parkitect, though. No Planet Zoo. None of them things. So I am definitely going to be going through the tutorial here. Although, I'll be honest here, I already went through the tutorial one time just to get a feel for the controls, and definitely more on that later, because the controls, ooh. But let's do it once more with some recording happening this time. Now, as I understand it, in order to get my tutorial that I want, I need to go into the career mode. Franchise is sort of their version of multiplayer, which is not true multiplayer by any means, as I understand it. The Sandbox is just the creative mode, which sounds like a lot of fun, but it also sounds like it's weirdly a lot more limited than the career, at least in terms of what sort of landscapes you have access to. So I'm going to go with the career, especially for that wonderful tutorial, which is not really that full-fleshed out of a tutorial, but it's better than nothing. Alright, I have not achieved much at all in this game, other than getting some vague feel for how the controls work. So here we go.
Why, hello there! I'm glad you could make it. I'm Oswald B. Thompson, the CEO of Coaster Coast.
Oh, Oswald! I didn't realize we had a guest. I'm terribly sorry. It didn't come up on my schedule.
Not to worry, Eugene. This is the person I was telling you about. You're looking at the successor of Coaster Coast. Well, providing everything goes smoothly, of
Impressed with the
course.
graphics.
I can't just hand him the keys to the kingdom now, can I, eh?
And the voice acting.
Goodness, I do apologize. I've just checked my roster, and there you are, right between King Coaster and Queen Splash. Not quite sure how I managed to royally mess that up, but never mind. You're accounted for now.
Marvellous! Well, with that sorted, I think it's about time Eugene, our brilliant ride engineer, and I showed you the ropes. Consider this your official induction.
All right. I consider myself inducted. Okay. It's a great big planet of potential parks out there, but you'll need to go through the Coaster Coast's induction first. Please keep your arms and legs inside this coaster of an that's some awkward language, of an onboarding at all times. Okay. I wonder if this is a bit of a translation here. Please keep your arms and legs inside this coaster of an onboarding at all times, and strap in for some lessons in park management. All right, let us continue.
Before we get started, we have a checklist of objectives from HR that we need to go through. I know, but it's been company policy ever since one of our interns didn't know how to move around. We left them to it, only to find them in the same spot 3 days later. Oh, that won't be you, though. Let's try moving the camera around the park now.
Okay, let's see. All right. Looks movie. And there we go. Rotate the camera. That's hold down to the middle button, which is basically just hold down the scroll wheel. Oh, I guess I'm done with that. Back to vaguely something. And we're going to scroll to zoom.
Now,
Oh, well,
I've got something that I think you'll enjoy. It's time to build your first ride. I'll hand you over to Eugene. He won Ride Engineer of the Year in 2016, so you're in good hands.
I took the liberty of getting a ride ready for you to build. All you need to do is find a place to put it.
Gee, I wonder if it's this big old square that you've got highlighted that I would like to zoom into. Position a little bit better. Okay, place a teacups ride. Alright, flat rides. Very handy to have these little highlights here. Okay, well there are, okay. Create custom. And G, the variety of choice that we have here. Teacups, build. Now I remember from going through this tutorial once before that you don't really have much chance to mess around with anything before the tutorial moves on.
Our guests will need a way to access the ride, so let's add an entrance gate.
Okay. That's about we enter. Well, no, I think we need space for a queue. I know that much from watching streamers. So let's set this over here.
And with every entrance, we need, that's right, an exit gate.
Let's see. I want to hook it up to a road, as I understand it. So hopefully there's enough space for it right here.
You will need to connect a queue path to the ride entrance. Without one, guests will not be able to access the ride.
Yeah, because this tutorial moves on so fast, as soon as you do whatever you're told to do with no chance to, nudge it around, mush it around, make it your own, I'm just going to do this as basically as I can. Yes, I have just clicked on that already. Let's just, okay, here we go. Zoom in a little bit.
We obviously won't need queues for guests leaving the ride. Could you imagine?
I wanted to make my camera go
you'll
wild
need to make sure
immediately.
you're connecting a standard park path to the exit gate.
I wasn't paying attention to what he said, but I think I'll probably be able to figure it out somehow. Right, there's our queue. Kirby. Extremely cheap. Yep. Cost me a penny, I believe is what it said. Alright, so the exit is just a normal path. In line with the 4. And I guess we're going to leave it on curved. I don't really want to go straight that way or whatever. Alright. Let's make it a little bit on the graceful side here. Alright. I think I'm done. Am I not done?
And
okay.
that's
I'm
it.
done.
That's all the steps for building a ride. If you do need a handy little way to remember those steps, I used to remember it as BEEP. Building, entrance, exit, path. Oh, and don't forget to open the ride. Actually, that would make it Beepo, wouldn't it? Doesn't have the same ring to
Yes,
it.
but Beepo is still fun to say. Alright, well I see by the moving yellow arrow that I'm supposed to click this. It will close something that I can't even see, so let's fix that part real quick. Alright, so I guess this is how we do this.
It's also worth noting that our guests will have to pay for tickets to enjoy the rides in our parks. We control how much we charge, though. So let's encourage guests to ride our latest attraction by setting the ticket price to bargain for now.
Okay. $2.40 seems like a pretty decent bargain to me, but let's find out what bargain is. Okay, apparently bargain was $0.
We can always increase the price later.
That's a bargain.
As I like to say, when you achieve popularity, charge premium for prosperity. But one step at a time, eh? For now, a very well done and a shiny medal earned. That's your first ride built, and I'm sure it'll be the first of many.
That seems likely with this game. I'm pretty sure that's the point of it. Hopeful that they're
The
not all
addition of
teacups.
a new ride will have given a slight boost to our park rating.
Okay. Follow the yellow arrows. Okay.
Multiple different factors contribute to this rating. So, you'll want to pay attention to the park rating overview. The better the rating, the more guests will visit.
Well, apparently teacups are not particularly
While
neat.
driving the guest count up is good, we need to make sure the guests also remain happy while they're visiting. As you can see, we've just received a report that not all of the guests are enjoying themselves. It seems some are rather thirsty. To avoid this in the future, it's handy to keep checking on the Guest Needs tab. If things start dropping too low, you should step in and solve the issue before guests decide to leave.
Let's start by quenching any thirst amongst our guests with a new drink shop.
But looking at this fountain is not helping with the whole thirst thing. Alright. So we are going to facilities. And presumably shops. Shop. Alright, we have the choice of Planet Coaster Latte Love or Planet Coaster Gulpy or Planet Coaster Pip Shot Juice, not sure what that is, or Planet Coaster So Delightful. Okay. Well, I'm very curious about the Pip Shot. You know, one of my cats is named Pip Boy, and hopefully most of you can recognize the source of that. So I will honor Pip Boy by going with the Pip Shot. Alright. I do enjoy the snapping. It's a little bit far close to the street to me, but yeah, let's go for it. There are no yellow arrows. Alright, let's see what we shall see here. Okay. Juice Shop 1. Very boring name. Okay, open it.
Brilliant!
All
Now,
right.
the guests will need somewhere to relieve themselves after all that intake. Why not build a toilet nearby?
Certainly seems like a
We
wise
wouldn't want
choice.
our guests walking around with crossed legs now, would we? That isn't good for anyone's posture.
Okay. There we go. The toilet icon makes sense to me. Rotate this camera a little bit. Incidentally, as soon as I get a good chance, I'm going to go into the settings and see if I can make the camera go a little bit less wild whenever it takes control of it for me. I cannot stand that. Right. Long toilet. Okay. Now I could snap it straight to there, which looks like it would leave me room for another shop on the left side of it, so let's see. I'd still have room if I push it over a bit, unless that's just some weird wild surface. I kind of feel like giving them just a little bit of space so that we can keep those bushes on the side of it. So let's try for that. And now I need to... Oh, well, I
Speaking
thought I
of
would need
walking,
to open it, but I guess
guests
not.
will get tired pretty quickly and their energy will drop if they don't have a place to sit. We should make sure there are plenty of benches available. Think of them as Plankonian recharging stations. They're even wireless.
Alright, scenery. Let's make us some custom benches, apparently. I know I'm having to go through those various steps because this was exactly what it was showing me before. Alright, let's see what benches seem like they would fit. No. No. Maybe. Not this guy. Wish that I could sort of enlarge this and see it a little bit better. Looks kind of like a fallen column. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. Can I move this? Right. Yes, I can. I think I'm going to put it over here. I can't tell what this building is. Alright, guest needs tutorial. Place 3 benches, so let's do a few more of those. At least in partial shade. They don't all have to be right across from those shops. Let's see if I can find some other spots for these. Seems like a lovely spot to take a rest.
Amazing work! The guests will be a lot happier now. However, it does come at a price. More food and drink in the park also means more waste.
Exactly. So it's important we have enough bins for people to properly dispose of their waste.
Well, the icons are at least pretty informative. Alright, let's see. Figure what over here near the bathroom. Let's get a little bit more mythology stuff. It's pretty. I'm going to go with this one to match the benches. What are our other choices here? Kind of ugly. Wish that I could get a little bit of an enlargement of this model. Ooh, Viking. Well, I think I'm going to stick with the theme. Go get a bit mythological. Move out of the way, people. Can't tell where I'm putting this. Like 3 of those. Kind of makes sense to have them near the benches, I suppose. Let's split the difference here. It's 2 so far. I guess we're making this into a little customer rest spot. Get out of my way, people.
Fantastic! That'll keep the park looking cleaner. We shouldn't stop there, though. Let's make the park look even better by adding some scenery around the ride you built. That way, guests can enjoy the view while they queue.
Okay, I still like the voice acting, but, you know, sometimes you gotta make fun of it. Alright, more blueprints. And I guess he's pointing me to this one. Oh, okay. Looked like that was pre-selected for me, but, you know, well, I guess we could do ride scenery. No, I guess we could not. Alright, so... You say... So they said we should have something for the guests in the queue. Do we have any mythological stuff? That seems to be the theme with this park. There's not really a whole lot of space right around the exact queue, but we can probably still manage something here. Well, that looks mythological. Mythic. Ooh, that looks a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. Okay, I wonder if I can, like, rotate this. See if it will allow me to do that. Apparently not. Oh, okay, apparently so. Well, I don't want it to be there. Okay. Let's try to do this with less sucking this time. Alright, mythology, centerpiece, 8. Rotate the camera a bit so that I can see where I'm going. I would like him to be pointing at the teacups rather than at the tree or the whatever it is he's pointing at right now. Okay, let's just go ahead and plonk him down and come on, let me rotate it. Yes, okay. I think that was under here. Yes, it was. Okay, advanced move. To rotate. He's roughly pointing at it. Here we go. Mythic teacups. Presumably containing ambrosia or something. Alright. Okay, so I need more of these now. Let's maybe aim for something that's not quite so freaking huge. Boy, a lot of these are looking like they likely are pretty huge. Yeah. Okay, seriously, folks. Well, at least I can put various things elsewhere. I'm not sure that I really like the mascot for the game all that much. But I guess I'll just have to deal with it. I want this. Well, apparently I did not want that. I accidentally right-clicked. Alright, let's try that again. Now, which one was it? I've already forgotten. I wanted that one. Which one was it? Don't think it was... Son of a diddly. I'm very distracted by that. Okay, it wasn't that. That time I right-clicked on purpose. No, that's not it. How hard can this be? Seriously. I think this is it. I remember seeing a trident. This is just silly. I feel as though I imagined this thing. Well, I can make do with something else here. Alright. Yeah, okay, there's the trident. Alright, let's try this again. And much like before, I will plonk it down and then I will move it into the position that I want. So, first we plonk. And then we select it. And then we go to advanced move. And we try to make the camera work with us instead of against us. I do like this little rotating gear here. Alright, now what should we do? I want it to be visible as you come up. And I kind of want him to be threatening this little... whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to rotate it a bit. Well, maybe so, maybe no. Let's see. Move this in this general vicinity. Come on. Maybe do this tiny little bit by tiny little bit. I want it to be here. Although I think I'm seeing a little border there, so maybe I can't put it there anyway. Okay, so let's reverse and go back to that idea of rotating it. It's not going to let me... Okay, I'm going to have to go back and forth and back and forth, and this is going to be a little bit on the agonizing side. Yeah, I know you want me to hit that button. I'm not gonna. Not yet. Okay, if I move it there, I'm going to rotate it so that this gear is aiming this way. At least that's my goal. Okay. And then maybe I can move it so that this little whatever it is over here. Now let's see how much I can move this puppy. Let's see how obscured that gear is. Let's see if I can get it. Ooh, no, apparently I cannot. That should at least be visible for people walking up. I can let y'all know right now that this is going to move pretty slowly. Come on, I'm not done yet. I was trying to move it just a little bit to my right. These are not going into the water. All right. Okay, now it's good enough. And the check mark. Okay. Now I will exit it. All right. Oh, it's going to take me a while to get used to that camera control. Now let's see. It's a little bit of slightly less obtrusive. No, that's not slightly less obtrusive. I was thinking, yeah, okay. Thinking something along these lines. Except rotated 90 degrees.
I think that's
it's
everything
not.
checked
I'm not
off
done.
the scenery
Stop,
list.
wait.
Well done.
Ah! Ooh. Okay. Well, it's your fault.
Wow! The park is looking great! I can see why Oswald picked you. You're a natural. Now, if we're to keep adding more rides or facilities, they need to be connected to the power grid.
Hopefully I'll have the chance to
Select
fix
an
that later
existing
on.
generator to view its info panel and see how much electricity it's producing.
Okay. Oh,
As
okay.
you can see, the generator is powering a network that covers the area filled with rides and facilities. Let's expand that network to cover an open area of the park. To do that, place and connect the additional power facility to the grid.
All right. A new distributor. Okay. Sure wish I could see what's around it. Seems like the kind of thing you'd want to tuck in to at least some sort of hiding. Well, again, maybe I can fix it later. I know how to do this based on watching streamers. I also know that it's a little bit fiddly, but based on watching streamers. Don't really like the fact that this is just a dead line, or dead end, or whatever.
Nicely done! It's all running very smoothly indeed. But to keep the generators maintained and working, you must hire mechanics. Without them, the generators will start gaining a condition penalty, which will decrease the power output.
Okay.
Oh, it seems we don't actually have any mechanics hired. Well, that won't do. Let's hire a few straight away. It may seem excessive, but they're essential when it comes to the maintenance of rides and facilities.
It seems awfully short-sighted to not have any mechanics and also have 4 of these, which presumably require mechanics. So what's wrong with you? Y'all definitely need me. Okay. Yes, I'm sure a drill is exactly what those things need. Apparently I need 2 of these guys.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. I must have jinxed it.
You didn't have
We've
any
had a ride
mechanics.
break down. Good job we have those mechanics to go and nurse it back to health.
Now?
An available mechanic will automatically be assigned to fix a broken ride. However, if one is not available, you will have to select the Call Mechanic button to reassign somebody to the job. Be careful though, as reassigning a staff member might mean you no longer have coverage elsewhere.
You had 0
Hiring
coverage.
staff is just the beginning, though. You also need to pay attention to staff morale. If it gets too low, staff will start to quit their jobs. Breaks are absolutely essential when it comes to keeping
Can we
staff
fix that
morale
plume of
up.
smoke?
And just like guests, our staff need a place to re-energize. To make
Yeah, but there's
all
a
of their
plume of
tired
smoke
little
behind
dreams
you.
come true, you should place a staff building. Admittedly, they're not the most glamorous of buildings.
You have smoke
So
coming out of
I'd
your head.
advise you to place your staff building away from the guest areas, wherever possible. After all, we don't want to bring down that scenery rating that you worked so hard to build up.
Smoke. It was on fire. Alright. Presumably those mechanics are on it. Okay. Staff facilities. I think I have so much choice. Alright. I'm not really sure if I should put it all the way at the front or all the way at the back? How about I put it sort of middle-ish?
Great! Now the park staff have somewhere to go on their breaks and enjoy some peace and quiet. We just need to ensure our inquisitive guests don't go waltzing on in there for the free coffee, claiming to be lost. The best way to avoid this is by connecting an exclusive staff-only path to the building. Guests won't dare step foot on those tiles.
Only because it's a game. Alright, let us get us a path. Follow the yellow arrows to the staff pass. Okay, apparently I'm already there. Alright. Okay. This is pretty straightforward. Get a feel for where we are. Might just go for accidentally clicking something that I didn't mean to click.
We'll need to build a mechanic workshop.
I'm not done.
Here, mechanics will generate research points that are used to unlock new items for your park.
They just do not like to let me finish things. Alright, well, again, hopefully I'll be able to fix it later. Shop. I think this one I will let snap. Can I make a staff path to it? I've already done this. Can I do the thing now? Like, oh, okay. I need to find the yellow arrow. I would love to give you a path. Thank you, I appreciate that. Can I actually finish it now? This one I'm going to finish first. Oh, I did the wrong kind. Now, I discovered this before. Control-Z actually works here. I love that. That is a wonderful feature. Alright, staff pass. That is also a little bit on the useful side. So now I'm going to finish up what I originally intended to put in place. And let us see how we can do this one. Alrighty here. Okay, staff pass is still selected. And I'm not sure why it's trying to go for both of them. Well, let's find out what happens. Okay. Not what I had in mind. Ooh. I'm kind of tempted to let it do that. Just out of curiosity. Well, I sure wish it would stop moving my camera for me. I've always hated that. Alright. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, Control-Z. I don't want you to... I want you to stop sucking. That's what I want. Alright, let's try this one more again. Okay. Alright, right clicking got me out of that little quagmire. Okay. Now what? Well, I do. Okay, yeah. Alright, let us open this.
Let's leave the mechanic to it for now. We'll revisit this soon.
Oh, what an exquisite sight. I think I need a moment.
Oh, get some every time.
Son of a diddly. Okay, when that screen came up, I went and fed the animals real quick, and as it turns out, that was not the pause screen that I thought it was. So in order to get to a pause screen, I had to hit escape, and I'm hopeful that this is actually a pause screen, because during my last, what I thought was a pause, a whole bunch of red stuff popped up on the left side. So let's go find out what that's all about. Hopefully it'll let me actually check on that.
Ah, just in time. Our mechanic has earned enough research points to unlock something exciting. Let's take a look at the research tree and aim to unlock the coaster pack. It'll bring a tear to Eugene's eye.
Yeah, but I want to find out what this red...
Oh, my.
Stop that!
Oswald, is that the one I was designing?
The very same, lad. I was just about to make a start on it. But I tell you what, why don't you walk our new friend through it?
It would be my pleasure. Now, this is just a little something I made earlier. First things first, you'll need to select the blueprint.
All right, well, okay, that red stuff went away, so that's good to know. Apparently, if you ignore something, it will go away. That's very useful information. All right, coasters. Okay. Valet ended Walden floorless. Okay.
Good. And place the coaster down wherever there is enough space.
There's quite a lot of space over here, so... Let's see, I know that I'm going to need to have an entrance and exit. Where are those? Okay. So that's the entrance over on the left, presumably, and that's the exit over there on the right. Now, I would like very much to rotate this. Are you going to let me? Let's see. If I remember right, rotate is Z. Okay, yeah. I see Z, hold, rotate object. Alright. I want the entry to be over here on this side. Oh, and there's a nice little minder thing. Okay. I want it to be... I want the minder part to be visible from the road. I guess it's okay if it's a little bit slanty. Well, looks like there's already plenty of cues, so I don't really need to add a whole bunch. I want the supports to be going right up on the road. Maybe obscure it with some scenery a little bit. I'm going to rotate it just a little bit more this way. Okay. I think I can get along with that reasonably well, or I could just put it square 2. Well, there is just a ton of space over here, so let's just put it square 2. Maybe not quite that close to those supports, but yeah, sure, why not?
Perfect. One important note here is that, unlike flat rides, coasters need to pass a safety test before they can be opened. Now's as good a time as any. Would you like a countdown? 5, 4.
No, I would like to go ahead and start it. Thanks.
While we wait for the test to finish, let's take the opportunity to add some scenery around the coaster.
Alrighty. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Alright. I remember these all being pretty massive. Let's see. What makes sense to have over here? I think I'm going to have some stuff along the road. I don't think people necessarily need to see the entire coaster playing out before them. We've already got a little sign here, so we don't need to really fancy up the entryway. So this is kind of interesting looking. Eh, not as big as I thought it was. Okay, let's go for maybe... let's see. I can almost make that a nice little entryway. I don't want it to be as off-center as that, but maybe I can move the ride later on. Oop. If I don't hold it down, it will just go in 90-degree increments. I like this idea. just going to have to bet on the fact that I'll be able to move the ride very slightly. Okay, so while I am supposed to be adding more blueprints, that might mean that I probably can't move it while it's being tested. Well, I'm just going to bet on being able to do it later. Worst case, I'll just, move this thing elsewhere. Alright, so might have been a better choice. Yeah. I used one of those. Those is mythological. It's water themed, and this is not a water themed coaster, so I'm going to save that for somewhere else. Yeah, let's make a pretty little fountain on the hill. Let's see what else we can do here. I saw that in the entry cutscene, whatever you want to call it. Saw this in the cutscene at the beginning. Kind of like the effect of it. Let's try putting square it up. I feel the urge to put benches over here.
Oh, and remember to open the ride like you did earlier on.
I guess the test is over. Didn't I only put down 2 sceneries? And I was supposed to put down 3? Let's just check real quick if we've got something that sort of matches that for over here, but it's not the exact same thing. Close enough. Yeah, I'm going to open it in just a second. Not a perfect balance, but it's a good enough. Good enough. Alright. Yes, I will open it. I guess I'm done with the testing. Isn't there some summary? Well, okay. 4.09 excitement, 3 fear, and 0.63 nausea. I guess that's good, or good enough. Yes. Yes, I'm gonna open it. I'd kind of like to put the paths down, though. You seem to enjoy it when I do that.
Oh, that is a beauty!
Never finished the path.
Terrific work, you two. This is a coaster that truly deserves a place in the spotlight. So, how about we put together an advertisement to mark the occasion? Head to the advertising tab in the park management menu and let's show the world what the park has to offer. There aren't different audiences to cater for, however, so it's worth considering which advertisement will bring the most guests to your park.
Okay. Well, now before we do that, I think I'm going to, actually put paths in place here. I will temporarily move this over here until I can actually move the ride. I can't see Jack. Let's move this just a little bit so that it's centered, because I like to center things, because I'm weird that way. Actually, kind of normal that way. But if I remember right, it is going to be possible to select this entire thing. But if I were to try to select just a tiny little bit, well, maybe it will. No. Yeah, I think I remember that if I select this, it won't take everything with it unless I select it in a different way. So I'm going to wait for a few minutes until I have free run of the place. And for the moment, I'm going to just add the paths that I need. Okay, this is the exit path. So we're going to do this. That is not a matching path. pretty sure there's a way to make that match, but not going to fuss with that right now. Instead, I'm going to fuss with making this queue work. Hopefully that it's long enough. And I'm hopeful that I can make that one match too. Right, now I will attend to the yellow arrow for park management. Guests. I want to look at this for a second. Okay, park entry is free. Yay. Let's see. Apparently some things are old and it's littery out here, so stuff to take care of next time. And I guess the luxuries are bad here, so I need to figure out how to raise those. The advertising will somehow help. I kind of doubt it. Alright, so we want to target coaster lovers. Create advertisement. Well, I probably need to spend more than 0 per hour to make the advertisement work. It would take 118 hours and 38 minutes as it is. Let's see. With a slider like this, my first thought is to just, put it somewhere in the middle. I have $77,000 to spend, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that for, 3.5 hours? What will I say? Or let's see. See how much I can get. Alright, 3 hours even. Might be in some way beneficial, because I don't know if they sort of prorated over the course of the hour. But alright, let's go ahead and go with this. Maybe it's a terrible idea.
While we wait for our campaign to start bringing in more guests, why don't you try out the ride camera and experience all the exhilaration the coaster will have to offer firsthand?
Okay, I think that's a different coaster. Why did you make me go over to this one? So I can get back over to the other one, because I thought the point was trying out the new coaster, which is around here somewhere. Okay, there we go. Okay, camera. Oh, alright. I guess I pushed open testing. Wrong spot. Thought it was gonna start the testing. Okay, there we go. Yowza. Probably early in the roller coaster to have that kind of a flip. Aren't you supposed to hit those when you're going a little bit faster? That one might have been really painful at a higher speed, so I don't know. Alright. Like a kind of a packed roller coaster. Honestly, it's been a good long while since I've been on a roller coaster. Okay, well, at least that was pretty fast. Presumably, we're done now. Wait, no, I wanna get off. I meant to get off there. How do I get out of this view? Okay. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I just wanted to go through one.
How was that?
Right.
Enough for the time being? Thank you again for all your hard work. Coaster Coast is going to be in the best of hands, I can tell.
Oswald, you're not...
I'm not going anywhere just yet, Eugene. Don't panic. We're just getting started, dipping our toes in the... Actually, hold that thought. I've got just the job lined up for you. I'll send you the details. See you soon.
All right. Not sure if I should do continue or next scenario. For the moment, I think I'm going to go with continue. All right, let's hit continue. And I think I might be done with the tutorial, or maybe I'll get more tutorial in the next scenario, and hopefully I can figure out how to get to the next scenario. All right. I figure I still got plenty of stuff that I can work on in here. But maybe I was supposed to go with the next scenario. But this is kind of cool. I guess this is how you drive into the park from goodness only knows where, because that's quite a long tunnel. Can't even see the end of it. All right. Well, this might be a good place to stop this video for the moment, and we will be moving into the next scenario in our next video, and maybe it'll be a little bit more of a tutorial. We will find out what happens. Let's just zoom in on this a little bit, because, I think I want to play around with this park just a little bit more before we move on to the next scenario. I'd like to get my feet a little bit wetter than they are right now. And I would like to be able to, do some stuff without getting interrupted. I'm not sure that I'm ready to move into another kind of scenario where they interrupt you every few seconds quite yet. I think I'd like to enjoy this just a little bit slower. Let's take just a bit more of a look at what we've got here already. I like the mythology theme. I understand that there are various themes, and I kept seeing Viking as an option. So hopefully we'll get to play with that kind of soon. This is Liberty Prime with Base Builders, and I'll see all y'all next time for more Planet Coaster 2. And we'll just figure it out then. Bye.